What's up YouTube, it's Dusk here and welcome to another deck profile video on my channel. Today we're gonna showcase Metagross GX, but with a twist. We are gonna showcase it with Dusk Mane Necrozma GX, the new GX from the Ultra Prism set. Jimmy Wuyts, another Belgium fella, actually made it to day 2 in the Malmo regional, so that's what we're gonna test out today. It's his creation, and he actually did pretty well, became 25th overall. So we're gonna go into this deck list straight from the bat. Actually, we decided to add it, change a few cards from the list, so it's not the exact list, but it comes pretty close. So we're gonna have, first of all, the Metagross GX. This is a tank, 250 HP. Geotech system also allows us to attach a metal or a psychic energy from our discard to our active Pokemon, which in theory helps out with the requirement for the Dusk Mane Necrozma to hit with that Meteor Tempest turn after turn. If you have two Metagross GXs out, things will go really smoothly and they will not be one-shotted unless you are facing fire-type Pokemon. Volcanion will cause it a huge amount of trouble. And also things like Garbodor shutting down the ability. Other than that, Metagross is a tank and hits really hard. It also has the Giga Hammer, dealing 150 damage, and together with Choice Band, that's an ideal number in order to one-shot things like Tapu Lele GX, Drompot GX, Tapu Bulu GX, and more. So 180, not too shabby indeed. Algorithm GX, on the other hand, is a support move with a single cardless energy. So if you have a Psychic energy equipped or a Metal energy equipped, you can get that attack off, and you get 5 cards from your deck. You can just pick whatever card you like and just get them out. Usually you used it in the early games, and since everybody is now testing out Cynthia and lowering their end count, this is definitely the way to go here, using the algorithm to get all your Metagrosses out and you're good to go. The 3 retreat cost is not that good, but if you retreat and get all your energies back in the discard, you can attach them, you can reattach them with the Geotech system. So if you have multiple Metagrosses out, you're doing fine. We're gonna run 4 copies of Metagross GX. We're also gonna run 2 copies of this Beldum here. Actually, this is not Beldum, it's Metang. It's the stage 1 Pokemon, because sometimes we are gonna just manually evolve while we just smack some damage with Dusk Mane Necrozma. Evolving into a Metang is not a bad thing, because if they decide to use things like Espeon EX, you have 90 HP, so they won't go down that easily. With that, we're also gonna run 4 copies of the Beldum. These Beldums are nice because they only have 1 retreat cost. You can retreat them early game and retreat to something else like Registeel, Solgaleo Prism, which we're gonna feature later. So the resistance to Psychic, all these metal type Pokemon have resistance to Psychic, which helps out against Espeon GX, also against Garbodor with Trashlange, but that has seen a decline in play, so don't worry about that too much. The thing you should worry about is fire. If you don't see any fire at your tournament, if you're seeing a bunch of Zoroarks or anything for that matter, you're good, because Zoroark ends at 120 damage or 150. They will never be able to one-shot Metagross GX unless they are having something like a Rock GX at their disposal to just have that dangerous Rogue GX to one-shot, but then you just have to be careful of your bench space. Okay, now to the second main attacker. So Metagross is your main attacker and support Pokemon at the same time. Next up is gonna be 2 copies of Dusk Mane Necrozma GX. 190 HP is really hard to knock out if you're not playing against fire, of course. And we have the Sun Eclipse GX. With 3 energies, we get 250 damage off if you're not using Algorithm GX already. So you have a bunch of GX moves to pick from. I'm also gonna mention Tapu Lele GX's attack in a second, because we do run 1 Psychic type energy to have that requirement for the Tapu Pure GX, but more on that later. First, Dusk Mane Necrozma, 250 damage, you can one-shot everything in the format, and also Meteor Tempest deals 220 damage. You need 4 energies in order to do that, but the energy requirement is not that hard once you get a bunch of Metagross GXs in play. Also, the Claw Slash deals 60 damage, that attack pretty much sucks, let's be honest, for 3 energies, and but you can easily get one-shots on things like Ralls, Zorua, Beldums, if the opponent also decides to play a deck like this, and more Pokemon like that. So at least he's doing something with that, but most of the time you will use Meteor Tempest or Sun's Eclipse GX. For more support Pokemon to get energies out of the discard, we have Registeel. Registeel from the Crimson Invasion set is amazing. It's also available as a pre-release promo. This is just a regular reverse. Not that it matters too much. We're explaining the deck. Registeel has the Turbo Arm dealing 30 damage, getting that pressure on with Choice Band dealing 60 damage, and as a side effect, you can get a basic energy from your discard pile and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Ideal to attach it to Dusk Mane Necrozma GX, or maybe a Tapu Lele or something else for that matter. So you can get energies really quickly thanks to this Registeel. Next up is Solgaleo Prism. This is a Prism card, and if it's knocked out or you use Sycamore or Ultra Ball away, this card, it goes to the lost zone. This is the spot above your prize card, so that is unfortunate. So if you don't decide to bench it, or if your bench is full and you have to Sycamore away, this will be a lost Pokemon. But if you can get it out, Radiant Star will get many energies into play depending on your opponent's amount of Pokemon in play. So let's say the opponent has 5 Pokemon in play, you can get 5 metal energies from your discard pile and attach to your Pokemon in any way you like. Ideal, you set up your Dusk Mane Necrozma and most of the times have your checkmate position where you can just Guzma the turn after that and get the knockout. So that is awesome. Also 160 damage with Corona Impact. If you attach a Choice Band onto that Solgaleo Prism, you also get one shots on things like Tapu Lele. So things are looking very good. Talking about Tapu Lele, we're gonna run 2 copies of Tapu Lele for the consistency. We can get that first turn Brigette off, and also the Wonder Tag gets us the Guzma we want, or maybe other supporters in the deck, of course the good old Cynthia. And it's not old, but everybody loves Cynthia, so there's a lot of Cynthia in this deck, just to let you guys know, a little spoiler here. And support, there's a bunch of draw supporters, which you'll see in a second. That's also the reason why we are not running Alolan Vulpix. So moving on, we are firstly gonna go with the supporters, because the supporters are a little bit more important than the item cards. We have, of course, our 2 copies of Brigette, getting every basic Pokemon out. Most of the time you'll get yourself a Registeel and a bunch of Beldum, or maybe Dusk Mane Necrozma if you already have a bunch of things in play. Brigette is awesome in the early phases of the game. 2 Tapu Lele will make sure you get your Beldums in play quick enough. Next up, we're gonna play 3 of the Guzma. Guzma can target every single thing on the opponent's bench, so you can drag it to the active position and knock it out. With 220 damage, you're threatening the opponent so much that we can definitely get KOs with that. Next up, we are gonna run 3 copies of the Cynthia here. This Cynthia is the card that you have shuffle draw power, that you love it so much. You can just put it down and get yourself 6 fresh cards from the deck, and most of the times you will hope for a rare candy to get a Metagross in play, or maybe some other cards. So a lot of draw support here. Next up, 3 copies of Sycamore. Sycamore will be able to just get metal energies in the discard for Solgaleo Prism to abuse, or Registeel. It's an ideal method to get them in there, and it's also the most aggressive draw supporter we have. Then to finish it off the list, we have 4 copies of N. Why are we running 4 copies of N and only 3 copies of Sycamore? There's a bunch of supporters to choose from, because in total we are running the maximum of 10 draw supporters. We're not running Oranguru, we are not playing Alolan Vulpix, so only 2 Tapu Lele. We have a bunch of draw supporters. We just want to set up our Metagross, and once we do that, it's good, because they have a lot of HP and we can heal them up very, very quickly. Next up, we're gonna go to the energy lines. What do you need for the energies? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 metal energies should be efficient to last you through the game. I'm just gonna put them here. Well, I just put them on the screen, because it's kind of hard to just fit everything into play here. So we're gonna go straight down, and 9 energies is enough, because you always can get your energies back from the discard, as mentioned, with Geotech system, with the Registeel, with the Solgaleo Prism. So you don't actually need that many energies. And the last energy slot is gonna be for the Psychic Energy. This Psychic Energy is neat because it can be used with Tapu Cure. If you get Tapu Cure off and your max potions are all gone, you can definitely heal up your Metagrosses once again. So you go in circles with your Metagross and Dusk Mane Necrozmas, and if you're running out of max potions, definitely use that GX move, Tapu Cure, boom, and you're healed up. For rescuing everything from the discard, we are gonna have Rescue Stretcher. You cannot use Rescue Stretcher on Solgaleo, it's in the lost zone, but you can definitely get yourself a Metagross back, a Lele back, a Dusk Mane Necrozma back, because we only run 2 Dusk Mane Necrozmas. Next up, for the ball engines, of course we are gonna run 4 copies of Ultra Ball. It's almost in every deck, it's no different here. It's the best draw engine for to get out a Pokemon out of your deck, so that's why we're running 4 copies. As a little bonus, we're also running 1 Heavy Ball, so we can definitely get ourselves the Metagross GXs. On another note, I do think Solgaleo Prism, yeah, it also has 3 retreat costs, so you can also get yourself Registeel or the Solgaleo Prism with Heavy Ball. So Heavy Ball definitely covers a lot of your Pokemon. Just to put this aside, so you see that there are 4 Metagross GXs on the screen. Next up, for the tool cards, we are gonna run 2 Choice Band to up the damage here, to have your Metagross GX deal 180 damage. It also helps out with the Meteor Tempest if you're somehow facing another Pokemon with a lot of HP. Think about the Decidueye GX or an opposing Solgaleo GX, Metagross GX, etc. With a bunch of HP, we definitely need Choice Band, and also is handy with Solgaleo Prism to deal 190 or 60 damage with the Turbo Arm. Next up, 3 copies of Field Blower. We're gonna blow away all the tool cards. If we're facing Garbotoxin, we're not even afraid anymore. We have a lot of draw supporters. Getting that Field Blower is easy as pie. Getting rid of that Flowstone or Choice Band or any tool card for that matter on Garbotoxin, we just blow that away and we're good. We can start reusing our Metagross's abilities, Geotech system to power up Dusk Mane Necrozma. Everything goes well. And then the star of the deck, of course, is Max Potion. Max Potion makes sure that you don't get one-shotted. Everything just 2 shots in this kind of format and you can just heal off turn after turn. And if they are not keeping up, you can just, once you have your setup, you will overpower the opponent and you will win. Promise me, actually this is a little promise I'm making you. If you have 2 Metagross GXs out and a Dusk Mane Necrozma, you'll definitely have a great time. You can even recover your Dusk Mane Necrozma because they won't be able to one-shot Metagross GX. This is just crazy. For Max Potion, you will heal up everything and they won't be able to touch you. And to finish off the list, 4 rare candy. So there's a lot of 4-offs. You need rare candy to get your Metagross out. We run 4 Metagross for rare candy. So that is the list for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of list. Definitely test it out and let me know what you would change about the list in the comment section below. Thanks everyone for watching once again. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow with more TCG videos and I'm out. Peace out.